Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Skyrim Special Edition. Well, last time we found the lost verses of King Olaf, and a bit of a slight change in our plan. I am planning to buy the home here in Solitude, but that's going to take us a little bit longer because I spent all my money on leveling up my speech skill here, because we need a high speech skill for this next bit, which is why I'm also wearing my Mask of the Vile One.
Welcome to Solitude, home of the arts here in Skyrim. Ah, you've returned. How goes the task I gave you?
Well, I found the verse.
I have to admit I didn't think it would actually be there. Now, let's take a look at this.
People say Skyrim is one of the most dangerous places
no,
to come.
this won't do it all.
It's magnificent.
The
and I'm
copy
proud
is
to be one of them.
incomplete. It's aged to the point that parts are unreadable. And the parts that are readable, well, Bardic verse has come a long way since ancient times.
What does that mean?
It means I can't read it to the court. Without the verse, I won't be able to convince Elisif of the importance of the burning of King Olaf festival. If she isn't convinced of the festival's importance, then she won't reverse her decision to stop the effigy burning. It means that the burning of King Olaf, which the Bard's College has held for time immemorial, won't be happening.
And now we're going to pull a Raymond Jardine. And I admit that even by my standards, that's a rather obscure reference, so let me explain. Raymond Jardine was the titular character of Gordon Corman's classic book, A Semester in the Life of a Teenage Garbage Bag. Make a long story short, Raymond was a character who was a chaos magnet who experienced the worst luck in the world. His ultimate goal in the book was trying to finagle a way to get a trip to a Greek island that reportedly gave fantastic luck to everybody who visited it. His metaphor for his life was a reference to an old commercial where they kept piling the pressure on the garbage bags to show how strong they were, and how he said, "That is my life. I am the teenage garbage bag, being continually pushed and pushed to see how much garbage they can stuff in it until it finally collapses." Well, as part of his efforts... Yeah, I guess we had to take a little too long with that, but part of the main plot of it is that Raymond is the work smarter, not harder type. So he elects to base his English project, which is the cornerstone of his grades that are needed to do this project. He elects to focus on doing a rather obscure writer in the hopes that he won't have to do as much work if the teachers think that he's trying to challenge himself and do an obscure subject. Which leads him to choose a poet that he finds out after the fact only ever had one poem professionally published in his entire career. So this leads Raymond to the conclusion, I have to write more poems myself. So now... Yeah. So now we are going to make up the verse ourselves.
Make it up? That doesn't seem appropriate. I suppose I could copy his style based on what you brought me, but I have no idea what happened in between these verses.
We can do this. What's the first verse?
Oh, Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demon and dragon-killing king, your legend is lies, lurid, and false. Your cunning capture of Numenex, a con for the ages. King Olaf was Olaf One-Eye? He famously captured the dragon Numenex and took him to Dragon's Reach. What do we say really happened?
Well, Olaf was Numenex, a dragon in human form.
I find that highly unlikely, but the court will love it. I'm writing it in.
Okay, what's next?
Olaf grabbed power by promise and threat. From Falkreath to Winterhold, they fell to their knees. But Solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired, and wicked. Strange. According to history, Solitude attacked Winterhold, but Asgeir seemed to be saying Olaf reacted. What do we say happened?
Olaf sacked it in the form of a dragon.
Oh, that is exciting! I'm sure the court and the Jarl will love it. I'm writing it in now.
Is that it?
It has a few final lines, but that's all we needed to add. I need to head to court immediately and present this. You should come.
Okay, so we're going to run over here in the late evening.
I do hope the court likes the verse. I think we've done an excellent job of recreating it. I do hope the court... I think my voice is ready. I hope we've done this well.
Otherwise, for surely, we will burn in hell.
People say Skyrim is one of the most dangerous places in Tamriel. I think they're wrong. It's magnificent, and I'm proud to call it home.
Oh, and something I should note while I'm here, and... matter of fact, upon getting back to Solitude, I got a letter from a courier from Falk Firebird, which says, Matthias the Dastard, over the last few days we had some disturbing information come to light regarding the events at Wolf Skull Cave and the summoning and binding ritual you interrupted there. Given your involvement with that event, I'm asking you to return to Solitude to help us once more. I'm already putting all the details in print. Please come and see me at the Blue Palace. Well, here we are. And, couple of books I said we'd read later, but we never got around to. We have Hagar's Journal, which belonged to the leader of those bandits that we routed. Jabri is up to something big. He wouldn't tell me exactly. All it said was it'll be just like the good old days before the cave-in sealed your boats in there. We can't send our ships out of here anymore, was he hinting at. Yeah, Jabri being the Thieves Guild contact we were supposed to be talking to here. He wants to know what loot we have saved up. I don't care what he says. I'm not telling him anything about my stash. It stays down where it's this. I can't imagine you ever jumping into this murky water, let alone swim down to the sunken boat. It's on. Jari and his sister Deja have something cooked up. All they need is a scapegoat. I wonder where they'll find someone dumb enough to do what they say. There's bound to be someone out there who will. Huh. And finally, the Gentleman's Guide to Whiterun, which for some weird reason was in the Vampire Lair, by Mikhail the Bard. Welcome, good sir, to this indispensable guide. Within these pages, I, your humble author and guide, will describe to you the great city of Whiterun, the Jewel of the North. Whiterun offers numerous diversions for the man in search of adventure, fortune, and companionship, whether it be for a night or for a lifetime. The city is graced with not one but two worthy taverns, and there are maids and wenches aplenty. The city is located rather centrally in Skyrim, and this as well, for it is not far from anywhere. Perched high upon a rocky hill, Whiterun dominates the grassy plains that surround it. High wooden walls protect its denizens from wolves, mammoths, bandits, and other dangers lurking beyond. When you first enter through the city's main gate, you will find yourself in the Plains District. This is so named because it is the lowest of the three neighborhoods. But there can be found the Bannered Mare, which I count among the finest taverns in all of Skyrim. The scenery within is quite compelling if you have an eye for the fairer sex. A stout lass named Hudla tends the bar. Not anymore, she doesn't. Don't let that stony Nord exterior fool you, for she is possessed of all the same fiery passion that all Nord women try so hard to conceal. Sanya, the barmaid, is an exotic Redguard beauty. Yeah, she's not there anymore either. She is quite mysterious, and your humble author is determined to learn her secrets. Outside the Bannered Mare, there's a marketplace, and here is where I found true love. Though I would never deter a fellow hunting hound from the chase, for indeed, why should I offer these tomes, not to provide guidance in these very manner, I must ask you that you do me one kindness. Yeah, he wrote a pick-me-up artist book. Her name is Collarda Valentia, and she is a magnificent beauty who makes a modest living selling bread and produce in the daylight hours. By the gods, I will make that feisty beauty mine someday. And of course, there are other services to be found in the Plains District. Belfour's General Goods offers various and sundry wares for the adventurous traveler, and Arcadia's Cauldron offers what tonics and herbs one would expect from an apothecary's shop. Arcadia herself is an amiable sort. I have often visited her to make conversation. She's a fellow Imperial, far from home. She is, however, a bit old for my taste. A gentleman of advanced years may find in her a worthy companion. She's not that old. Should you need your blade sharpened or your armor hammered, War Maidens offers smithing services very near the main gate. The smith is a pretty Nord named Adriana Avenchi, but she is married to a great hulking brute named Ufbar Warbear. Adrian is quite fair, but I should not want to find myself being introduced to the keen edge of her husband's war axe. Yeah, I'd be more worried about her axe. If married lady is your preferred sport, then have at it, but don't say you weren't warned. Now I feel even better about kicking this guy's ass. Near to the smith is the Drunken Huntsman. Here are some of the wealthier gentlemen gathered to share both drink and rumors of the wide world. You prefer a more distinguished class of company, while you sip fine wine, you'll be well at home here. Of the Wind District, I have little to say. Most of the buildings of the second tier are residents, though there is a temple of Kenareth and Jarvistar, the mead hall of the companions. There are some intriguing prospects to be found in the mead hall, should you favor a strong and fearless warrior woman. You will find little game at the temple, however. The priestess Danatia Purespring is interested almost exclusively in spiritual matters. At last we come to the Cloud District, exclusive domain of the Jarl's Castle. I have had some merry adventures within the walls of Dragon's Reach, let me tell you. The serving girls are most easily impressed by a well-spoken Imperial. After all, the nights in Skyrim do grow quite cold, if you catch my meaning. And I will not deny that I visited the town's jail once or twice, which can be found in the lower levels of the palace. As for the Jarl and his court, take pains to avoid them. I find they lack any sense of humor or appreciation for Imperial culture. Besides which, they are a wealthy man, and so must be viewed as your most serious competition. These Nords are simple folk, after all, and too easily swayed by the sight of fine clothes and a purse full of septums. Now I will conclude this work by wishing you great success in your pursuits of women and wine. Spare a moment of your revels to think of me, your humble offer, and the risks I have taken to bring you this most thorough report on all things of interest to the discerning gentlemen of the grand city of Whiterun. Ah, but I will not lie and say it was a hardship. After all, who could want to sleep alone in a cold and hard land such as this? Not I. Yeah, again, really not sorry about beating him up. At all.
Not now.
Yeah, we do have to wait for the lady to be here.
Ah, Viarmo. I assume you are here to petition for the reinstatement of the burning of King Olaf festival.
I am, Jarl. I wish to present King Olaf's verse from the Poetic Edda, recovered this very day from the Bard's tomb.
Well, 2 days ago.
Something that would convince us the festival should take place.
I think they're wrong.
But I didn't expect King Olaf's lost verse.
And I'm proud to call
Please
it home.
proceed.
O Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demon and dragon-killing king, your legend is lies, lurid, and false. Your cunning capture of Numenex, a con for the ages. No shouting match between dragon and man, and no fire or fury did this battle entail. Olaf was Numenex in human form. On moonless nights, he would spread wings and sail. Olaf grabbed power by promise and threat. From Falkreath to Winterhold, they fell to their knees. But Solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired, and wicked. Olaf gave orders, Winterhold disguises, an attack on Solitude, total destruction to follow. His men dressed up and then went out to fight, but they reversed Olaf's orders, much to Winterhold's sorrow. So ends the story of Olaf the Liar, a thief and a scoundrel. We of Solitude commit to the fire. In Solitude, bards train for their service. They also gather each year and burn a king who deserves it.
You have proven your point, Viarmo. The festival is truly a celebration of solitude and a condemnation of false kings.
I thank you, and the college thanks you, Jarl.
Furthermore, I believe that such a fine poem deserves some payment of patronage. The college will be generously rewarded.
How generous?
Oh, thank you yet again. I will make sure our applicant, who was instrumental in recovering the poem, will be well rewarded. The Imperials Unbelievable! Business you have done us a great service here. I can't begin to thank you enough.
Try. Does that mean I'm a bard now?
Soon. Soon. These things must be done properly. You will be inducted as part of the festival itself. I need you to go speak to Yorn. He was preparing the effigy of King Olaf. Tell him to finish the preparations. The festival is back on!
Please address all questions to the steward, Folk Firebeard.
Alright, well, let's talk to him again.
If I needed something from you, you would know it.
Alright, fine. What's your problem, and why are your eyes glowing?
Nothing. I'm busy. Oh, don't give me that
People
look.
say Skyrim is
Fine,
one of
I
the
suppose.
most dangerous
We have something
places
of a
in
vampire
Tamriel.
problem.
I think
Bodies
they're
have been
wrong.
found with blood.
It's
I don't
magnificent,
expect you to be
and I'm
capable
proud
of
to
even
call it
that.
Fine, I'll see what I can do.
Vampires are clever hunters.
The
More
courier
clever
must
than
have found you.
definitely.
You sent me a message about Wolf Skull Cave?
Yes, old friend. I'm afraid it's not good news.
Of course
When
it
you
isn't.
broke up
When
the
do they ever
band,
send me good
Emma
news?
escaped. We've encountered some of her minions. Steer says she's still in spirit form, or we'd all be dead already. You've already done us a service in stopping the binding, but I need you to go talk to him, to see if Steer can tell us what to do next.
Who's Steer?
He's Solitude's priest of Archay. He's the one who figured out Potema was still around. He'll help as much as he can.
I'll talk to him, we'll figure it out.
I wish you well, friend. Be careful.
I have so
Okay, so 2 more quests to save this thrice cursed town. We could just see who wins first, the zombie queen or the vampires.
Sneak thief.
But first things first. He is straight ahead.
Gotta keep my eyes open. Damn dragons could swoop down at any time.
Ah, the bard-to-be. Did Viarmo send you? I'll tell everyone we're ready, but we'll start the festival at dusk. Come talk to me after dark. We'll get the festival started when you do.
Alright.
Your solo performance is about.
My position, Dean of History, actually covers a wide range of subjects. I teach poetry, writing, history, and the finer points of court life.
I'm also the Baron of Silly Hats. Well, before we come back and wait for the party to start, I thought we'd take a quick run around the city. Because there are a few merchants we hadn't talked to yet, and one I believe we need to speak to before the festival starts.
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you?
What do you need from the ducks?
Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time. Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering
You look
Skyrim.
like you could do with a ripe apple, or a tomato, cabbage, or leek.
Don't you have trouble getting goods here?
I have my ways. The Black Blood marauders have been plundering ships off the coast. A lot of people been hurt by their foolishness.
I think I've taken care of them already.
At times. Jari Raw stopped by the other day, told me to keep an eye out for him. See if any new people arrived in the city.
That doesn't seem suspicious at all.
Plenty of fresh fish for you.
Come back when you figure out how to spend money.
These are troubled times. Be on your guard out there.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and head on down to... That should get us to the docks, I think.
Talk to Egg Brothers. Deja has no words for you. You have no knowledge of who you speak to. Go away.
Bloody typical. Okay.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm planning my wedding. Ah, yes. If she wants to pay the 2,000 gold tariff, I suppose I... Fine. Tell Yvette's son her shipment will be brought up to Solitude shortly.
Alright, speech check made.
My position, Dean of History, actually covers a wide range of subjects. I teach poetry, writing history, and the finer points of court.
Wanderer like you needs a little fire in the veins. Some spice. Just what you see here. Oh, very brisk. When the snow sets in, even the... Thank you so much. I swear it's a fight with them every shipment.
Well,
Here's something for your troubles.
2 spiced wine.
Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
It's been my honor to perform at the Blue Palace on many occasions. His late lordship was quite the admirer.
Alright, let's go ahead and talk to that priest of Arcady.
My father wanted me to follow in his footsteps as a hunter, but I set my aspirations a bit higher. He never could.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? You must be the one Fawkes spoke so highly of. Welcome.
Fawkes sent me to talk to you about Potima?
Ah, Potema. Former Queen of Solitude, and one of the most dangerous necromancers in recorded history.
Which is saying something.
She was responsible for the Empire's near collapse almost 500 years ago. I believe I have a book about her.
And now that she's returned?
Summoned in spirit form is not raised from the dead. She'll need help before she can return to the living. For the moment, the Wolf Queen has retreated to a place filled with dead, eager to serve her. She has gone to her old catacombs. A few days ago, one of her servants busted through a wall into the Temple of Divines. We'll need you to go into the catacombs themselves.
I don't like where this is going. I can do that.
Good. Being at the summoning created a connection to Potema. You are the one to do this. I can provide you with some help with her minions. As to Potema herself, find what's left of her body, likely a skeleton. Remove it from the catacombs and bring it back to be sanctified by RK.
Alright, what do I need to know about her?
A curious figure. Unrepentantly evil and nasty, of course, but also astonishingly brilliant, and obviously quite a necromancer at her end. She was always so close to being Empress, but despite her machinations, it was never to be hers. Ironically, if she were alive today, she'd be the only living member of the Septim bloodline. By all rights, she would now be Empress.
You mean Rogvir? Yes, I made an appeal to Captain Aldous. He allowed Rogvir to have a proper Nord burial, as is the custom in Solitude. All my life, I practically grew up in the hall. My father and mother were the priest and priestess of Arcade before me, you see. I believe I was put here to protect this place from the darkness that pervades Solitude.
What darkness?
This city has a long history of madness and murder. The Wolf Queen, Pelagius, the death of High King Torek, and now, public executions. My books tell the stories, have no doubt. As pretty as its streets are, as jovial as the bards may be, darkness is drawn to Solitude.
And yet, I haven't had a single random vampire attack since I came
God
here.
bless you with a long life.
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested.
I remember a cut purse trying to rob me on the road once. When I drew Grim Sever,
Ah, the bard to be. I'll tell. Come talk to me after dark. We'll get the festival started when you do.
I was trying to hit the rest.
Ah, the bard to be. Did Viarmo send you?
Okay, I guess it's not dark yet. 8 p.m.
Welcome to Solitude, home of the arts here.
Ah, the bard to be. Did Viarmo send you? Ah, great. Looks like you'll be one of us soon. We'll gather outside.
my
the
father
college
wanted
for
me
the
to follow
burning
in
of
his
King
footsteps.
Thank you so much. The festival has really increased my sales.
Yep.
Thanks for convincing Elisif to put this on again.
Burn the king!
I believe Sanguine would be pleased with his festival.
Actually, just a bottle for me.
I heard you're the reason we get to have this. Thank you.
Welcome, people of Solitude! We of the Bards College are pleased to be here to celebrate the burning of King Olaf. The festival would not have been possible without the dedication and hard work of our latest applicant.
Harumph, harumph, harumph.
With the lighting of the effigy, he becomes a full-fledged member of the Bards College. Please welcome our newest bard.
I expected more shouting.
I think they like you.
So I'm a bard?
Yes, congratulations. You are now a full-fledged member of the Bards College. Due to your adventurous nature, several of the college professors have some things they wish you to do.
Of course they do.
What's more, Elisif has declared the burning of King Olaf should become a weekly event. And finally, there's the matter of the patronage that Elisif wanted me to give you.
$12.50. Oh, not bad.
Congratulations on getting the festival restored.
Whose neck is that? That's a random question.
Lorena. That fool student of mine stole my flute and sold it to some necromancer. I just got a ransom note for it. That flute has been handed down for 17 generations. Well, don't just stand there. Go get my flute!
Why would a necromancer want your flute?
Apparently, Lorena told him some story about the flute being able to make the dead dance. It's just a flute. A really old and valuable flute, but just a flute. Now you can
I
say
believe
you've met the
Sanguine would
most
be pleased with
talented
his
bard
festival.
in all of Skyrim.
Okay, so that'd be one of the instructors.
I heard you're the reason we get to have this.
Thanks for convincing Elisif to
I
put
thought
this
the
on
festival
again.
wasn't happening this year.
Best batch of spiced
Burn
wine
the
I ever
king.
had.
I like the pretty lights. Yorn is the best of the bunch. You should hear him sing.
Thank you so much. The festival has really increased my sales.
Giving it away, huh?
Just one bottle per customer, except for the man who saved the festival. Here's a couple of bottles for you.
Sweet!
Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Skyrim even tries to make any. Good luck out there. Seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
Might as well have some sweets. I made them for the festival, after all.
Yeah. In fact, I will take all the sweets. And all the spiced wine.
Come on, light the fire.
Get your festival meat pie, specially made.
I said a free meat pie, as in one. Here's yours.
Well, nice to see.
You've done well by restoring our festival.
I believe Sanguine would be pleased with this festival.
Yep. Pretty good turnout for a moonless night, but yeah. With the effigy burning and a bunch more quests thrown our way, I'm going to close this chapter. And next time, we'll go ahead and seek out the rest of the Bard's College instructors to see what they want us to do, because I think one of them, I've already got what he needs. We'll see you next time.